There it is. Welcome back to another Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John. Skyler here, lighting the room up.
Fat clouds, baby.
Fat, thick, nebulous.
Cumulus.
And Mike over there in his van. How you doing?
Oh, well, you know, breathing in regular clouds.
There's a big announcement on the show this week.
Oh, fuck.
The Van family has grown a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
guess
gender
that's
reveal.
a pretty big deal.
This is a gender reveal party.
Yeah, it's a girl.
It's Pearl has a sister.
Yeah, big old bitch.
Is that her name? Big old bitch?
I don't know, actually. I've been kind of tossing around names with one of my buddies, and the closest we got to anything that stuck was Henrietta, but I kind of hate it.
Nice. You should name it
'Cause,
Dior.
Yeah, Dior.
Dior.
He used to have a van named Hank, and it's pretty much the baby version. It's the non-camperized version of Hank. It's the same van, same color scheme, similar interior. So we were thinking, what's a girl's name for Hank? And Henrietta.
Yeah.
It was tossed around.
That's
Not
close,
very
I guess.
flattering, though.
No. Why don't you...
I was thinking Merle, maybe Merle.
Merle.
Merle and Pearl.
Meryl.
Yeah.
Why don't you walk our lovely listeners through that story? Because this is like a very happenstancy and your boyhood
man.
dream come true.
It literally fulfilled a boyhood dream, and just like honestly, it still feels surreal. Like, it's hard to explain for anyone who doesn't give a shit about these kind of things, but like I've been fantasizing about having a van like this for the better part of 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't ever come up. You never see them around. This is the second one I've ever seen at face value in my entire life. And I was working and just drove past it a few times. I've actually seen it a bunch, but never really stopped and had a good look. And then this one night, it happened
Now,
to
hold
not
on a
be
second.
raining.
When you say you
Yeah.
drove, now, did you, by, like, happenstance drive by this van? Or did you
Yeah.
spot it out and then creepily find reasons to go back
The
to that
second
spot?
time. The
Yeah.
second time I did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Just like,
first
I'm gonna
time,
take the long
I just...
way to the gym.
Exactly. But it was happenstance the first time when I actually got out and had my first look at it and realized that, like, it was better than I anticipated. Like, I got out, peeked in the windows, did a walk around, no flashlight,
creepy
but
at
just like,
all.
10
no,
spike.
it's totally creepy. It's
10
totally
point
all bad.
inspection.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just admiring, right? Like, I have no bad intent. I'm not going to, like, break a window or steal anything. I just admiring the van because it's rare. It's super rare. It's got 14 windows. Like, unbelievable amount of natural light in that
14
van.
windows, huh?
And so I do my first, initial pass and have a look. And I'm like, fuck yeah. So I take some literature from in my work truck and has the company's name and information, everything on it. Probably not the best idea, but this guy turned out to be a really decent guy for being a bit of an idiot. But so I left a note just saying, like, if you ever want to sell the van, like, I'm your man. I'm 1,000% interested. Here's my phone number, my email. Next day, I wake up. So, like, within the 12 hours that I had, like, worked and went home and slept, and I wake up and he had messaged me, like, yeah, want to sell the van. Like, this, your timing's perfect. So we
Your
talked
boyhood
for a
dreams
day.
coming true.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. And I'm expecting a couple $1,000s, right? Because the shape it's in, the little bit of looking around I did, I'm like, it's going to, like, because of, if the guy has any idea what he's sitting on, like, I'm going to say, it's about 10 times what I paid is what I was expecting to fucking pay. Literally 10 times. Like, around that $5,000 range. $3,000 to $5,000 I was expecting. So I'm talking to the guy, and he's telling me his, bit of a life story, and he's got to go for surgery on Thursday, and this is now like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to go for surgery on Thursday, and I just need a quick sell. My girlfriend hates it. She wants to get rid of it, especially since I'm going to be laid up. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm off on the weekend. He's like, well, I'm going for surgery Thursday. I'd like to sell it before then. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, well, I'm going to have to, like, either take a day off work or, like, sacrifice, that night, basically have no sleep and just go and check the van out. Perfectly willing to do that. And So, and I just said, like, well, hey, like, just so I know, how much are you thinking? And he said $500. And I was like, holy shit. Either this thing's a total piece of shit. It's stolen. It could be stolen. Has a lien against it, which is just like a debt owing, or a VI against it, which is like the vehicle inspection, like it got pulled off the road and needs a VI. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a catch to it. And I show up and I meet the guy and I'm asking him everything I need to ask and I'm poking around. There's no catch. The dude just needs a couple $100.
Yeah.
And quick. Because, like, this is now Wednesday night.
Right.
And I took off work to go buy the van and bring it back to my other van. Bring it home.
Bring it home.
And so he's going in the first thing in the morning to go to surgery. So he needs this done now. So without showing all my cards, I fucking quickly got the paperwork. We did our thing. We fired it up. I didn't even go for a test drive. Like, it was such a good price and such, like, exactly what I've always wanted in a van that I was I don't even care. If it runs and it turns and it stops, you're telling me it's good, I'll fix everything else. I'll deal with everything else. And, man, we got it all finalized, and I drove that sucker home, and holy fuck, like, the grin on my face. Still there, week later. I haven't been this excited about something in years. No kidding.
So, did you sleep in it your first night home with it?
No.
To break it in?
No, I didn't sleep in it. But I did have a quick pull.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got
No,
it.
I didn't do that.
You gotta mark your territory.
Yeah. You gotta get his fucking disease stink out of it.
Yeah, get his pulls out of there.
Yeah, I don't know what. Hopefully, it's not the van that caused him to need surgery, but I haven't.
Oh, it totally is.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
It's
asbestos.
Could have been the mold.
Oh, man, yeah. But so...
No, the van's minty, dude.
I guess the other, like, maybe I'm, like, crossing a boundary here, but I guess the other, like, you're actually looking at some property for the van farm.
Yeah.
Well, the van farm's growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's actually provincial now. It's a provincial van farm. I got one. I still have one. Actually, I have two up north. I don't own this one of them, but I still have a van up north that a friend bought for me, but is still on the table if I ever want to buy it back.
Okay.
And I have another van up there that I have my storage in at my buddy's farm. So there's vans up north. There's vans down south.
Wow.
You know, if I'm not careful, I'll have some baby vans popping up around, I'm sure.
Yeah,
if I don't protect myself. If I don't keep it insured.
Yeah.
But, yeah, looking at some property, not to buy, definitely not right now, and definitely not in this area, because everything's $3 million, no exaggeration.
Yeah.
But, yeah, looking at, I just gave you guys the lowdown on this fucking old man illiterate that I've been dealing with, who has a property on the river, you know.
It's basically a marina.
Yeah, it's a harbor.
Yeah, it's a marina.
Yeah.
It's a harbor, yeah. There's a boat launch and dock there and everything, but it's not, like, that's not really what I'm interested in. It's just kind of like a clearing.
Yeah.
It could be, though. Fuck yeah. I mean, I'd get a boat. It's
So
a nice, calm part of the river.
Place you're looking at now, though, is basically just a garage. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a piece of land. It's just crushed, like just gravel, you know, packed down gravel land at the back of a house. And there's a little, there's like a 2-car garage structure there and some outbuildings. And it's just like an open plot of land, like let's say an acre outside the back of this house. It's kind of like a wide acre by the sounds of it. And I did look on Google Maps.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a wide acre. So I could, like, he said I could use the garage if this all works out, which is great. I'd have the new van parked in there, and I'd be able to take some shit apart and remodel, rebuild. But what I would look to do as far as living goes, because I'll have access to water and power and a toilet and all that, which is a bonus. Internet, hopefully, but not totally important, you know. And that's definitely lower on the list. It's in the top 10, but it's lower on the list. If I'm going to be renting a place, like, I like to have all of my needs met, but there are some things I'm flexible on, and internet and bathroom. are kind of planned. You know, the bathroom situation sucks, but at the same time, like I make do. I have, you know, gyms all over the city, and you know, there's 24-hour bathrooms all over the city, and you know, I piss outside like a fucking man.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge deal. And hell, I'll shit in a bucket if I had to. I don't want to, but if I had to. I haven't had to yet, but you know, or hell, I'd even build an outhouse.
Yeah.
I'm not above
it's
that.
your property. A little latrine.
You should just have
and
like
it sounds...
you should totally just have like a second van that's your toilet.
Oh, a toilet van.
Well, that's funny. This new van was deemed the toilet van when I first got it. The first day I had it, I talked to my buddy Jay. I phoned him because I was super excited, and like he's like my other van guy, right? Like he's my best van friend.
Yeah.
And I phone him, and we're pumped, and we're talking, and it's like we're talking like, oh, put a clawfoot tub in there, pop a hole in the floor, get a real toilet, you know, like making it the fucking washroom van, bath van.
The bath van.
Bath van.
But it's too nice. It's too nice. I don't
You're
want
gonna
a bath
need
van.
You're gonna need another van. That's also
Yeah, I'll
only
need to
$500.
get another shitty van.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick though if you did build an outhouse, but it was just a van with a big hole under it. You like shit through the floor of the van.
You could totally like. There's like eco toilets that you can.
Those things are gross.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you
they
can
can
totally. Be. You should just get like a trailer that you pull around. That is like a toilet.
Yeah, toilet
that's covered.
Dude,
that has.
I've
like,
thought about it.
Right, like
I've thought about it.
It doesn't have to be big. It could be like a little. You know, like have you ever seen those
Just
like trailers?
As long as you can stand in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta sit standing.
You have to be tall. Yeah.
Shit
But
standing.
just like 8 by 8 by 8. Or like 8, I guess 8 long, 6 wide, 8 tall would be fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Just a little enclosed trailer, right?
a horse trailer.
Maybe like a moon.
Yeah, horse trailer.
Moon window.
Moon window. Yeah.
You know, now we're getting into the big bucks. You want a moon window? Right? And if you want a horse trailers aren't cheap. I've been consistently looking into them because they're a cool shape and they're aerodynamic.
Yeah.
And like they have plenty of windows. It'd be really cool to convert that into a living space. But just for the trailer, like empty shell, dirty as shit, horse shit and piss everywhere. Like you're looking at like 10 grand, dude.
Really?
So it's just like, for 10 grand, I'll buy one that hasn't been horse shit and pissed in.
And let's be real, if you
Anything
bought
else?
it with horse shit and piss in it, you wouldn't put a toilet in it. You would just add to the piles.
Yeah, you just be spraying.
Yeah,
around.
that's what, leave that. You just gotta change the hay out every couple days.
Exactly, right? No sense in cleaning it out, just add more.
Just get a nice,
Throw in a couple new bales.
yeah, get a nice pitchfork.
But having a toilet trailer is fucking like it's definitely high on the list of like possibilities if I'm gonna keep this roaming lifestyle, because it could be set up where you have like a shower stall, like a legit shower stall, holding tanks, fresh water tanks, hot water on demand. It can be set up very easily, very quickly, very easily, and like kind of fit function. Like I mean, I don't need a huge trailer and I don't need a running water necessarily, but as long as I have fresh water and room enough to cater to like having a shower and a toilet, like fuck yeah, man, it'd be super easy to set up.
Whoa, you're talking about putting in a shower now? I'm just talking about.
Well, yeah, shower's easy though.
Yeah,
shower's easy because they have these camping units that are all self-contained. They run off propane, and you literally just throw a hose into a bucket, and it has a pump built in, and you got like a fucking 5-minute shower out of 5 gallons of water, and it's like, just quick. Every couple days, just hose off.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you
need just need something. Yeah, well, something that like is big enough that you could put a bathtub wall in, so you're not like, you know what I mean, like creating water damage and shit.
Yeah,
like it'd be super easy. Like, well, you could buy one of those like kits from like whatever Lowe's or Home Depot that like would fit into a normal shower, like a stand-up shower stall. So it's like a surround with the tub bottom, and you could just build a frame in the back of the trailer so that it fits this perfectly. And there you go, self-contained. You can either right to the earth, like have a hole, or have a storage tank.
No, right
so
to the earth.
Flooding.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Give it back.
You don't want to flood where you're living, right?
If you're just parked on the street though, like Like,
Oh, yeah.
The van
100%.
farm doesn't come through, and you're still just behind the convenience store where the hell you are right now.
I absolutely love the idea of, too, if you just, like, the toilet was more of, like, an airplane toilet, like, no water, and when you flushed it, you just, like, pulled out, like, at the tray, essentially, and you just dropped the shit on the streets of Vancouver.
I don't want to do that because I got to live over that.
No, you would have to obviously adapt, and like you would drive away. You'd get out, get in the car, and just drive away.
If that was the only purpose that like the bath van was, though, it would be set up that you could, like DC sniper, like you just go from driver's seat. Put the courtesy curtain up, go in the back, drop it on the ground, and then get back in the driver's seat and carry on your merry way.
Like nothing happened.
That's
true.
Like that would be that one's
all
purpose.
Well and good.
Like
it would be too expensive to make a toilet van. Because vans are like, they're still worth some money. But like to buy a shitty trailer for $500 that like needs to be gutted, the roof leaks, like it'd be super easy to like throw a tarp over it and build the interior up. You know? For a couple $1,000 at worst. And that's everything, all the whole system, tanks, everything. Couple $1,000. And I just don't like the idea of moving. That's why I'm looking for a property right now, like on this wharf in Harbour. Yeah. Like specifically this place would work perfect because it's a wide open space. It's industrial. It's an industrial area, so making noise and like being, a general bit of a skid is okay. It's not like residential. And the person doesn't live on the property. They're renovating the house. And then they're looking to move into the house. So it's like currently for the next year or two, it would just be me on the property and this old illiterate coming every few days
so that
like,
guy,
do work on his house.
Does he's going to live in that house, though? It's under renovation? Or is he...
Eventually, yeah.
That does suck,
but I'm like,
that does suck.
It will suck, but I'm thinking the speed he texts and the speed he moves and navigates life, by the sounds of it, based on a couple days of talking with him, he's either going to die or it's going to take him the rest of his life to redo this house. Like, it's...
Now,
as long as I get a year out of wherever I'm moving.
If there is now a timeline on the home property situation, do you not think it makes sense to make a van toilet and like just prepare your van? It's like a squirrel gathering nuts in the spring, right? Like you got a year and a half.
Not this new van. Not this new van.
Year and a half. Well, use it, dude. You don't have to cut it into it or anything. You just need to have. You just got to go get yourself a fucking horse trailer.
Yeah.
And
I don't feel any pressure time-wise, other than like it's self-made. It's self-made pressure.
In case you fucking end up like again, like say when the lease runs out, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna give another go at the van life. But now you have this like souped up, ready to go toilet van.
Well, the thing is, actually, you've hit the nail on the head. The reason why I want to find a piece of property, at least for the winter, but ideally like for a year, let's say. Anyways, is because I want to revise my living situation and have freedom and space to like maintain how I'm living. So my current van that I'm living in needs a bit of interior work because the work that I put into it before I left the north to come do this, and I've been in the van for about a year now, like some of those key features aren't holding up as well. Like the carpet I put on the ceiling is constantly coming down. It's been a fucking pain in my ass. But other than that, I just like would like to get some of my storage out of my van and like have, like I was thinking if I'd put up a car shelter, right? Like a 28 by 12 foot car shelter on this property and park my living van in there.
Yeah.
Right? And then have like a 10-foot area behind it to like have some storage, have some tools, have all that shit out, and then have my project van either under a tarp when it's shitty or just like kind of out where I can work on it and stuff. So I want to revise my current living situation to better my living situation so that if I do want to go back to the van life, my living van is set up better and then this new van is actually running tip top so I can rely on it.
There you go. Also,
so
total sidebar, I love the idea of putting a wood burning stove in the van.
I know. It's a lot more work than it's worth when you're
Is it,
moving
though?
around.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
You
Well,
just gotta cut a
having
hole in the
wood,
roof.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
well,
that's
or
fine.
I can just fucking
Wood-
hit a knob on my propane stove and it
Yeah.
fucking heats in 10 seconds. Like,
But there's no atmosphere.
yeah, it's a lot more work.
Yeah.
But you're
Eh?
sacrificing atmosphere. Like,
Oh,
if you're trying to
yes,
set a
yeah.
mood with a
Yeah.
propane fucking torch.
Nothing sexier
Just
than a
throw a
rolling fire.
It's like, yeah, well, it's like, throwing a blanket over a light. You just throw a blanket over the stove.
Yeah.
Super
An
safe, like.
orange blanket.
Yeah.
Make it look like fire.
No, there's no ambience with a propane stove. No.
Ambiance.
Ambiance. No
But
leather.
it's more It's
no
it's
crackle?
more predictable. No, there's no. Well, there's a bit of a crackle, but it's mostly danger related.
That's the
But
accent.
yeah, no, it's reliable. It's quicker. It's more efficient. It's way less work. Like, I'm already working my ass off to maintain this lifestyle. Just catering to my basic needs.
Yeah.
Needing
Oh, yeah.
a toilet, needing water, needing to clean myself, needing to cook food, needing to take care of the dog. Like needing to cycle food. Like, I have to consider all this stuff. I can't bring too much food in the van, or else it's going to go bad, and I don't have space for it. So, like, no, having a wood stove is not on the list. But I do, like, if I was stationary and I had a cabin, or even just like I was on a property, of course I would consider putting a wood stove in the van, because I don't have to move it, and I don't have to worry about so much when I'm like in a place and like, safe and secure, right?
Yeah.
I could have a pile of wood. I could hoard wood, where now it'd be like, what? I'm just going picking up pallets every night,
Yeah.
breaking them apart and burning them. Like, no, fuck no.
All the more
I'm not doing
reason.
that.
I think if you had the toilet van behind you, you could put a couple skids in there.
Yeah, it is wide open back there.
Yeah. Like, and the internet. Like, I think you could be able to get, like, a modem in your fucking van. Can you not do that
I've
shit?
looked into it.
Does it run
I've
on
looked into it.
propane?
Yeah, it also runs on propane. Like, they have
It's,
internet on Greyhound buses. Like, tell me
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
fucking get some internet
No,
on
you can.
Yeah,
You
on
can, but
Pearl.
it's fucking expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like hundreds of dollars a month.
Really? I guess, yeah, they gotta,
Yeah,
like, beam it from space.
For anything usable, like anything that has a usable speed or a usable cap, it's like I'm well over $100 a month. Because I could go through any cell phone company and get one of those like mobile things or tablet data plan internets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could go, but that's $150 a month, and your cap is like 10 gigabytes, which is like one podcast of streaming. So, I mean, it's just not ideal. It's not up to the the standard or the quality that I need right yet.
Yeah.
So, stealing internet is the way to go right now.
All right.
So where are you?
And I've just
where are
found
you
out
working
it's
from
actually-
tonight?
Outside of this chicken restaurant.
Are you in the new van?
No, I'm in the car.
Oh.
The new van's got the doghouse off. I'm doing a little thing, just going over it right now.
Nice. All right.
It runs. It's fine. It'd take 5 minutes to put it back together, but I just have a few things off it right now that I'm like, digging in a little bit mechanically, and just what I can do in my current situation to tune it up a little bit. But no, I'm in the car. But I found out last week. I don't know if I read it or I heard it. I can't remember. But if you find an open internet connection and you use it, that is illegal.
Really?
If you don't have permission. So, like, businesses are fine because they broadcast publicly and you're allowed to use it, right? But if you were to find if I were to find your internet connection, didn't have a password on it, and I parked outside your house and use it, that would be illegal.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I mean, it makes sense,
It does
but
make
I just
sense.
never really thought about it.
Yeah. Stealing my signal. I guess it'd be like if you like stole someone's cable.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like
Yeah.
plugged in and used their electricity.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah, because they're paying for it every month. And
Yeah.
You don't know what their cap is. You might just blow up their spot and they go over.
And you don't have
yeah.
permission.
Yeah, and you don't have permission.
No.
Yeah. Just
It's a
clog it up.
private network.
Yeah.
It's an open private network where these like businesses are like open public networks. So you're allowed like Starbucks and Tim Hortons and all that shit. Like you can use that willy nilly, but
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Not
just
that
never
ever
thought
steal
about it.
internet from people, but yeah.
No,
I've definitely.
Most people
I
have
haven't
locks
either.
on them though. Like that's just
everybody.
that's
Everybody has a
thing.
password.
When I was traveling around the first few months of being abroad, I didn't have a cell phone plan. Like I was really into like I don't want to have 24 hours a day. Like there's something about not that's like this is actually way more fun life wise. Like not constantly checking your phone. And the only way to like break that habit is to just take it away.
Yeah.
Like you can't like fucking ease off. I'm just gonna be better about not checking Instagram every time there's like a momentary lapse in like brainwave.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like it
it's
just
hard.
becomes such a reaction. So for maybe 5 months, I didn't have a cell phone plan, and I would just use Wi-Fi. And when I'm in between, where I was going, and it's just like, like I'm off the lamb. But I had this app called Find Wi-Fi, and it basically, when it's for like travelers, like it doesn't find open signals, but like you kind of like post when you have one.
Oh yeah.
So most of it's all businesses. It's just like, here's all the cafes on the street, and here's all the Wi-Fi passwords, so that you don't have to go in and buy something, and get it. It's just like you can just stand outside and like get it.
Yeah.
And the password's always just coffee lover for you or some bullshit.
Yeah.
But it does it all
But
for
it's
you.
reliant. It's reliant on like a community of people to update
Posting
it.
it,
Right?
yeah.
I have an app like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked really well.
Yeah.
And then even people staying in like Airbnbs and shit would just like post like the house's internet. Like you could go up and down streets and it'd show you a whole bunch of like people logged in here 4 months ago and use this password.
Wow.
And
That's
It's awesome.
Kinda
It's a
weird.
great
That's
resource.
crazy.
it was Gracie, but it was also free
Who
internet.
cares?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
See, like I don't find myself interested. Well, in my situation, like I get what you're saying, and like that app is super handy. I have something similar. I don't think it's as in depth, but something similar that I haven't really used, but I have it.
Yeah.
And I can check it if I need to. But and again, great resource. But I don't find myself interested or even willing to like be in a residential area. I don't want to be in a residential area.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I want.
That's
because
true.
now
Too many
I am the
squirrels.
biggest eyesore.
Oh yeah.
I consider that fucking ugly ass mansion with your stupid fucking windows and all that shit more of an eyesore than my van, but
You talking about my house?
not no, not you. I'm talking about these. I don't want to say what I'm actually trying to say because it's gonna come off like a little racist, maybe.
Yeah.
But there's a demographic of people that build a certain style of house.
Okay.
I'll let you fucking draw any conclusion you want, and they're ugly as shit. They're brand new prefab homes. They're just monstrosities. They buy this fucking nice, beautiful, 50, 60-year-old house with character, rip it down, put up these monstrosities, these brand new fucking just ugly pieces of shit, and then they build a laneway house and rent it to 5 people. So it's like we're just piling people on top of people. The last thing I want to do is be in that area or anywhere near that shit.
Right.
I don't like seeing it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to associate with those people. I don't want to walk my dog. I don't want my dog even shitting on your fucking bluegrass lawn. I don't.
Right.
I don't want to be around these people. So I'm doing everything I can to not be in residential areas, especially the newer ones. East Van's fine, and you can park an East Van anywhere you want, but it's also, there's just so many people around that I'm just not into it.
Well,
Fair enough.
that is very
Yeah,
fair.
fair enough.
So hopefully this this Harbour, Marina, wharf situation works out. But if it doesn't, I'm pretty keen on finding something. Really, anywhere I can park, work on my vehicles, and maintain some normalcy in my life where I just don't have to worry about people breaking in or having to move or any of that shit. I'm perfectly fine respecting people's schedules and time frames and space. Although it's not ideal, I can do it. I can respect other people when I have to.
Do you think he'll make you sign a lease, or it'll just be month to month?
No, it's not that kind of place. No.
You're right.
And he's not that kind of guy. I bet you he can't even spell his last name.
What kind
Without
of what do you think the rent will be every month? Do you have a ballpark from him, or
I'm saying sub 500.
Yeah.
I want it to be sub 500 because for $500, there's plenty of opportunities on Craigslist to like park and live at someone's house, like in their
but you usually have to suck
area.
Their dick too.
Yeah, you
exactly. And I'm not, my quota's maxed for the year.
Yeah, I'm not at the dick
sucks.
Suck level. Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm not hard up. I'm just like, I'm basically just trying to like, I want to be a little more established so I can do the things I want to do, and that's make music and work on my fucking vans. It's like, that's it. That's what I want to do.
How long until you make music with your van?
Can you get a drum
I've
set?
done it in my van.
I mean, like, until you're just, like, banging ratchets off the carburetor.
Dude, I've been there.
Yeah?
I've already done it. I'm not proud.
No.
Like, I wouldn't say I was in my perfect state of mind or anything, but I've been there.
No. It's like van
No, it's when you're
metal.
working on the van, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, I mean...
Good song comes on the Bluetooth, and you start banging around.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, you're writing your own music.
Oh yeah, no, that's psychopath shit. That's like some Tom Waits shit.
Yeah.
Slamming the door.
Dragging chains
slamming the
across
door of the van.
Windshield wipers.
I'm not trying to be the next Rammstein. Okay. I don't want to make industrial electronic music.
You don't want to make van wharf metal?
Wharf metal.
You know what? That sounds pretty sweet. I fucking hate heavy metal, but if you throw Van Wharf in, I'm a little more into it.
I'll give it a go, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I want to establish life somewhere where I can actually like do the things I want to do and not have to like worry. I just don't want to worry anymore. It's been a year of it. It's been pretty carefree year, all things considered, but I'm just getting tired of having to move and like not having a stable area or a stable place. To do what I want to do.
Believe me, like, I feel like you've earned it.
Yeah, earned it.
I for sure have earned it.
Yeah.
You done well.
Take your boots off.
And and I don't hate the lifestyle. It's just I want more things out of life. I like the minimalist. I like the simplicity of it. But I also want other things. I want to have another van. I want to make music. I want to have space to tinker and build and fucking... and I want people to be able to like come to where I am and like hang out for an afternoon or an evening. And
I think the van life is definitely doable, but I feel like everyone that has the van life, like the goal down the line is to like hang the keys up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put them back on the keychain.
Sure. Like I don't really have a van bone in my body, I would say.
Yeah.
But like just this conversation and picturing like what I would do, like I'm kind of getting into
van life.
Just the idea of like having a garage that you could I could see myself if I was a van guy, I'd be more like I want my van to be functional and drive around everywhere. Like I know, Mike, you need to like move shit around and set it up. It's not like your daily driver. But
not currently, no.
It would be pretty sweet to have, like what you have now, where like this isn't a daily driver, but it's just parked in a garage.
Yeah.
That you could drive in like a two-car garage.
Yeah.
One side has
a couch.
The house van.
Yeah.
And then the other side is like the daily driver comes in and out, and it's all just in one building. Picturing it a lot like the lair in Ninja Turtles 2 when they have like that subway.
That's exactly it.
Okay,
like the train is in the fucking station, and the whole station is like their like rec room, but they like live on the train.
Okay.
Like that would be fucking sick.
That would be pretty cool.
It's sick. You're describing two things. One of them pre-existed. It's actually burned down since, unfortunately. It's not really a funny story, but, just to say it out loud, okay, it's kind of funny. It burned down. But they had two trailers, travel trailers, like tow-behind trailers are probably like 15 feet long, built into they were one on each side of this cabin. So they built a cabin in the middle of it, and each of the trailers were the bedroom. So inside the cabin, one wall on either side of the cabin, one wall was a trailer. So you'd open the trailer door and you go in, there's a little kitchen and there's a little bed.
Yeah.
But then you have this big common area, couches, a loft, a bar, had all this rad shit in there, and that's where like you socialize. But then my buddy Cliff and my buddy Jay both had their own trailers, which were their bedrooms in this cabin. And it was awesome. So like basically what you're talking about, where the cabin is built around these trailers.
That seems so sweet.
Yeah.
It was so fucking sick, man. It was a shack, and we partied there, and like it was rad for a bunch of years.
It
said
burnt
unfortunately
down?
it burnt down, but yeah, it was actually pretty tragic. They lost some dogs, and my buddy Cliff, not to like throw his dirty laundry out there, but he'd be fine with it, I'm sure. He got like some 3rd-degree burns on his arms and back, like really bad. He's all mangled from it, like permanently.
Wow.
But hasn't slowed him down any. He's like, they got a new shack that they live in that's way safer, and him and his wife and 3 kids, like they're doing good. But it took a lot out of them for a couple of years. But they had that, and then basically what you're describing is exactly what I want. I want to build, I'm gonna say like a 60 by 80 foot shop, huge, concrete pad, Quonset building, probably those big steel buildings. And then what I would do is I would build a loft in the top where I would live and have all your basic amenities, bedroom, living room, kitchen, shower, all that. And then the bottom would just be open concept with all my tool benches, vehicles parked in there, stuff I'm working on, place to hang out. Like that's it. That's what I want. On a piece of property, self-contained, don't need anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a pole barn out back. But other than that, like that, you're describing exactly what I aspire to build and have and attain at some point in my life. Probably in the next 10 years.
You'd have a pole barn?
Yeah, a pole barn.
Now, like, I don't know. So, I don't know what that is. Like, you're talking
No
about a van
walls.
farm. So, it's like a pole barn, just a barn full of poles for the van?
Yeah, it's like the framing of a barn with a roof.
Oh,
it's just poles holding up a roof.
I got
So
you.
it's like you have outside storage and parking and a place to like be outside and tinker, but it's like sheltered, right? No walls on it, just open concept. But I want a Quonset building, which is like, it looks like a culvert, big steel, but huge, right? Like massive half circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's and you can get those for like 30 or 40 grand,
they're
like
affordable.
all in.
Yeah.
They're super affordable. So you just need a piece of property to put it down on, and then maybe another 30 grand to like redo the interior and put concrete down. But it's totally attainable. Under 100 grand, you could have a beautiful property. You just need to have the property, which is X amount of dollars itself. But totally attainable, totally doable.
Totally.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I'm working towards.
Godspeed.
Yeah, baby. First things first, I got to find a place for now. And,
Yeah. Gotta spend money to make money.
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to get into our topic, or
I
just
guess we
keep
could-
talking
I
and
think so.
save the topic?
Let's get into the topic at hand.
We watched it. Let's not waste it.
Yeah, let's not burn it
Don't
off.
make it completely useless.
We all watched Bikram yoga documentary on Netflix this week. I don't know what it's called.
Predator. Yoga Predator.
It wasn't called Yoga Predator. I think it was just called Bikram.
It said Predator in the title.
Maybe it did. I don't. Yeah, Yogi.
It said Bikram, the Yoga Predator, I think.
I think.
Yeah.
Bikram yoga predator. So this guy like moved to the U.S. when he was like 20? I don't remember.
I don't even know. Everything he said was bullshit.
Started some yoga. It was all bullshit, but he had like a massive following and is super popular.
Yeah, he said that he got his green card by helping Richard Nixon with his knee.
Yeah.
Right? Like he cured
Physical
him with
therapy
his yoga.
in his knee, and then fucking.
I don't picture
Gave him citizenship.
Richard Nixon ever doing yoga.
No.
Like,
No.
call me
But also-
old-fashioned, judging a book by
Also,
its
how
cover.
did they? How did Richard Nixon, his first client apparently in the States, find out about him?
Yeah.
What makes him so special? He was just a guy in India up to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
even
as far as I'm aware, everyone does yoga there. I don't know any
I
different.
think they all
they
do.
all do,
They all
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They
So
get out
what
of
makes
bed
him
and
so
do
fucking
that.
special? This fake world
Nothing.
title that nobody can fucking make sense of.
And like it just, I mean, everything he said, like even he's like, I was in yoga competitions, which another like flag. When I heard that, I was like,
Yeah, that's
what
not
the
a thing.
fuck is a yoga
That's
competition?
not a thing.
You're
not a
just
thing.
like,
And it wasn't.
first off, yeah. And it wasn't, right? And then, so it's
No.
just everything this guy said. Remember he said he fucking dropped a weight on his leg and crushed his leg to bone, like, to ash, like to smoke, basically.
dust.
To dust, that's what it was. There was nothing left, and then he did
ash.
yoga, which is, your
Stretching.
muscles,
Yeah.
not
Nothing
your
to do with
fucking
bones.
And it fixed
Yeah.
him forever. No scar
Yeah.
or anything, and yeah, so...
But
total piece of shit line.
As a businessman, wonderful.
Brilliant.
He has this really great idea.
Fucking worst hair ever.
Worst hair.
But
oh fuck. Worst a lot of things.
Businessman.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah.
So he has his yoga school and he franchises it out. But to be like one of his franchisees, you have to go to his yoga school and it costs $10,000 and it takes like 6 weeks.
In order to be one of his trainees, you like to get his bikram name.
Yeah.
You gotta fuck him.
Yeah.
But like he'd have 500 people in a class at a time kind of thing. Like he's making so much money.
Oh yeah.
Just to use his name, which we've already gone over, like means nothing. But because he comes in like loudest guy in the room about I'm the best at like you fall in like, oh yeah I want.
And to a bunch of naive white people too.
The lamest white people, and then he just like is also a sexual predator on top of all these things.
Which is also weird because like the underwear he wears would make you think that he doesn't have a penis.
No.
Like
I know it. Where is
so
it?
small and tucked between his legs.
I guess black is slimming.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dude, the best part was the how he transitioned. Like it was like you'd see him young with the Speedo and you're like, okay, he can pull it off. He's a fit guy, good looking guy. And then it's like 20 years later, he's still doing these courses and he's fat. He's got no muscle. Biff hanging out the side of the Speedo. It's like not flattering at all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And he still rocked it though. Not a care in the world.
Oh man, there's something though too about like I feel like I can speak on it. Like I'm losing my hair, and it's one thing I could never imagine like trying to be a famous person, visibly losing your hair, and then like the next week you come back with like a full head of hair, like you just got like the implants kind of thing done.
Oh yeah.
Like it's I don't know, it's ballsy. It's a ballsy move.
Well,
just
also,
like we know you're losing it. Like
I couldn't imagine doing what he does and embracing it and putting it up in a weird bun on top of my head.
Yeah, he was like went full Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, and just like I'm talking, like he had a full-on cul-de-sac with the bun at the back of his head. Like, just shave your head, dude.
Yeah.
Give it up.
That's the thing
His
about
long, straggly Hulk Hogan hair is not doing you any favors.
Because like you have that long, straggly shit hair. Because at one time he had like beautiful when he's
hair.
like 20, and he realizes like my hair's so beautiful. This is getting me laid all the time.
Yeah.
So like someone that's that vain and aware, that's where mine gets like boggled. When that guy's 50 and he looks in the mirror and sees his hair is shit.
Yeah.
It's garbage. But he's still like, oh, but I need to have long hair because that's what the ladies like.
Yeah.
But it's like not that though. Like how does he know that the ladies like it? And then he sees that and goes, yeah, this is what they want.
This is what they want.
Like nobody wants that.
Definitely not.
Nobody wants that.
You know what? Like up until there's a point in the documentary where I just felt fucking sad for the guy because it was like he was trying to like sexually abuse and take advantage of all these people, but they just managed to like it was like these like 120-pound women. They just managed to like overpower him and get out of there.
Yeah.
And like and no one was like at all interested in catering to his like deviant side, right?
Yeah.
Like, they'd go massage him, and then it would turn sexual. It's like, no kidding, of course. It's 3 in the morning, and he wants you to massage his inner thigh. Yeah, he's going to try and pull some shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying, like, it was funny how all of these, like, average to smaller sized women had managed to overpower him up to a point. Well, that's how the story progresses, right?
Yeah.
I was really expecting, like, comical. A lot more of, like, I did have like a sexual relationship with him, but I didn't want to. Like I thought that's what the stories were going to be because it's like clearly like no one actually likes him or sees him in that way. No. But he does have so much power and money that like maybe it's like a Weinstein thing where I don't know if he actually raped anybody, but like people had sex with him even though they didn't want to because it was like good for their career.
Well, like they kind of said,
which is could be rape. Like the jury's still out. Like that is horrible.
Totally rape.
I was expecting more of those stories, but it was like mostly like no, like that chick just overpowered him and pushed him out of the way. Like he did rape that one girl, but then even that story kind of seemed like she just like wasn't like not that it was against her will, but it's more like she just like stopped trying to stop it. Like she just like accepted it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll just get this over with, and then continue on like nothing happened.
Because she was like living with him at the time, right?
Or yeah, she was like in the process of opening her first school and all that. Was like,
because like I guess too, right? It was profitable to like have his name on your shit.
oh yeah,
like, everybody
yoga schools
like
make so much money because they're like, think of like the overhead. It's like the business is an empty fucking room.
Yeah.
Like your bills every month is just the rent. Like you're not rent. You don't have equipment you need to upgrade. There's nothing.
All you gotta do is buy Windex.
Yeah, you just need to just clean the big mirror.
Yeah,
that's it.
Make sure that.
And there's like people are gonna come and pay $200 a month for like a membership.
Yeah, which brings me to my next point.
Yeah,
and this is me being the skeptic asshole that I am. You've done yoga before.
I've done,
right?
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit.
In what way is it bullshit?
I think it's like acupuncture. I don't think it's a real thing.
No.
I think it's placebo.
I've never.
Acupuncture is a real thing, I guess.
No,
I don't
it's not.
know
It's
how much I
fake,
believe
too.
in it, but yoga is definitely a real thing.
It's a
No,
real. I just don't know. Like, obviously,
It's totally
it's
real.
not like.
I know it's real, but it's like it's bullshit. It's like I think it's placebo.
stretching is
Stretching
good.
is really good for you. You should try
No,
it.
it's not.
You should.
Dude, you
absolutely.
have to stretch.
I'm not saying it's not good for you. I understand. I like to be limber. I understand that. But like, there was one woman that they talked to that she was like trying to be a teacher of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said that I need to have my
Oh, yeah.
entire knee replaced.
Yeah.
And that's like I'm never gonna
Her
walk
hip.
again.
It was her hip.
Yeah, and then it was like, and then
Yeah.
I was introduced to Bikram, and he taught me these ways, and like, and then like I stretched it out, and
day
I didn't
later.
have to get it done.
Yeah.
And like, you know what that tells me?
That sounds bullshit.
That what that tells me is that it's just like, no, it's like your doctor, you living in America where they fucking charge you money for this shit. Like, it's just trying to gouge you for your hip.
There is
like
something
you didn't need the surgery is what I'm getting at. And
all you need to do is stretch.
just gotta
once.
stretch that shit out.
But that's but that's not yoga's bullshit.
Oh, that's yoga
Like
bullshit.
she could have had
No, that's doctor
a
bullshit.
bad hip, like inflamed or something.
Yeah.
And then just like stretching it regularly and
Dude.
building up the muscles around it, like
make
fixes
it
whatever
better,
the
sure.
issue is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
because like
that.
in my, like I used to have really bad knees when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was from. Like it was just like they were always
Growing.
fucked, and I don't know. Like I had to go to like physiotherapy a bunch, and then when I was like 25 or so, like I started doing yoga, and my knee problems are all gone. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
And I think
Dude,
that's just from like whatever I was doing was fucking my knees up. If it was skateboarding, if it was like, I used to think it was hockey, like because you kind of like
Blowjobs.
skate on like the insides of your legs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I always kind of felt like that's what it was. Like it was
Like
too
you're
much
putting unnecessary torque on your knee.
on the
kinda.
insides of them, yeah. Because the way
Yeah.
you like push off is like you're using
Totally.
so like it also lines up like I kind of stopped playing hockey. My knee problems went away, but also like doing yoga and just going in and like the class is like an hour. I'd go once a week. Like I wasn't a yogi.
Yeah.
I did it for like a year, but just like working out those muscles in ways that you would never do that in a regular day of work kind of thing. Like just go up and down onto one knee over and over again, then hold it. Like it builds all those other like leg and back muscles.
So, okay, I'm
That-
not saying stretching isn't a thing. I think stretching is definitely
I
a
don't
thing.
think it's mystical and it cures anything. No.
That's where my...
I-
Just being
watching
physically
this, watching
fit.
this show,
Yeah.
and everyone's coming out there like, it was a move. I was moved. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I felt it in my core. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's
changed
all
my
snake
life.
oil.
That's
and it's
snake
like,
oil.
yeah, like,
That's
that's cult.
snake oil
That's
shit.
cult
Yeah.
shit.
But
Like, I'm
stretching and yoga, like it definitely, like, to RJ's point, like I had a similar thing. I had a back injury from work, and I was off work for a bit, and a part of my rehabilitation was like pretty much every day for while I was off, and then also afterwards for like an extended period of time.
They also
I
probably
had
told
do
you to
this
stop
like
going to
routine.
the glory holes.
Yeah, I had to do this like weightlifting, stretching, workout routine,
Mm-hmm.
and a big element of it was yoga inspired, I guess, right? It was just like some good stretching and yoga poses. And I'm telling you, man, like if this was before that, I would have been more on your side, Rue, and said it's all bullshit. But like I've actually seen the physical benefits of like stretching and strengthening core muscles that like you don't see these muscles. They're not vanity muscles. They're like the muscles around your spine and around your neck and like around your, like that. That all gets strengthened through like holding these poses and stretching them strategically. Like it definitely helps. It's not just placebo, but it's also not a miracle cure. Like
it's not gonna cure your diabetes.
But my thing that also is like stupid.
And if you really need your fucking hip replaced, you're gonna have to get your hip replaced.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like yoga's not gonna cure it.
No. But like even it's like part of it is it's like people do it as like a weight loss thing, right? And it's like I remember watching this documentary, and I think we like paused on, even asked you and like the roommate, or no, but it was even just like, so is the only reason why like you're sweating and losing all this weight is because they're cranking the fucking heat to like closest to the Earth's sun kind of thing, like
that's a part of it,
right?
But it's
like,
also challenging.
If I fucking crank the heat in our home and go upstairs and play video games in the heat, I'm gonna sweat and lose weight. Like that's just what happens.
Maybe,
but like yoga is actually so hard.
It's pretty challenging.
It's really hard.
I guess so. If you're fucking like a quadriplegic,
no, like doing those, like just holding like a downward dog, like one of the easiest fucking poses. Like just hold that for 3 minutes. Like you're trembling.
Yeah, but I'm
like
also a man. Like I don't get.
I know that's what I mean. Like it's like I don't want to do it. But then if you do like a fucking like warriors or whatever, it's just holding those poses for like and breathing through the like whatever.
Yeah,
it's exhausting. Like it's a full body workout.
It is.
Yeah, but, it's really hard.
Dude.
And then
I would be surprised if you could make it through an entire class. Like if we went,
buddy.
Dude, as a fat guy, who like my only exercise on a daily basis was walking a few miles for work. Right, like that was it. No real strength or any like strength building or routines, or I never did any of that shit. I boxed years ago, like nothing though. Like just as a fat, lazy slob of a man. Yoga was as hard as anything I've ever done physically. Yeah, it really was.
I'm not buying it. Sorry,
do it for an hour, dude. It's a full hour of like transitioning.
Yoga, bang wire,
6:30,
like,
Tuesday night.
And I wasn't doing the moves like deep. I wasn't getting deep. I was just doing the basic form and holding it as long as I can without collapse. Like it's challenging.
I'm not going anywhere to do yoga.
Oh, we're going.
No,
we have to go to a class.
That's
you have to go. You have to go.
We're not paying.
No, I'm not paying.
I have to go.
I have a membership. I can bring a guest. You're not paying a cent.
Bang wire.
That's also what's dumb about this is like people losing their money. Like one of the things that blew my mind about this was it's like, oh, Bikram this and that. He came up with this yoga that's amazing. Yeah. And then it turns out that like there's only fucking like 10 fucking yoga moves.
There's not that many.
And they fucking everybody just uses the same moves. That it's like he didn't invent anything.
But it's how you put them together, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, or how hot the room is. That's his.
I've never done hot yoga. I've never
he does
done
it at fucking 102.
I've never done hot yoga. Like I've just done regular.
Yeah.
And you still sweat like a pig. Yeah, it gets real.
Speaking of hot yoga, there's at the point where I checked out in this documentary is when he was like, "There's 4 things I like: hot food, hot yoga, hot women, and hot pussy," or whatever he said.
Yeah. No, I think it was the opposite.
I checked out. It was cold. It was cold.
He doesn't like.
Right?
He doesn't want
cold food, cold yoga, cold pussy. I was like, hey, I'm out. I'm fucking out. Like,
and that was the fact
that he said that in his deposition.
Yeah. Like, most people don't do these. Yeah. Like
he pleads the fifth for hours. Hours of these questions. He pleads the fifth. And the only thing he says is cold pussy.
Let me correct you.
In that whole deposition.
And then shoots a thumbs up to his.
Nailed it.
Shoots a thumbs up to his attorney, who's just like burying his head in his hands, like, oh fuck, this guy.
I was like, this guy is a total fucking loser. As soon as
his wife was a piece of shit too.
Oh yeah, money grubbing.
Well, just harboring his. Fucking,
she was into it. Like, just let him fuck his gals.
Just have his gals.
Yeah, it was weird. Actually, one thing it was right at the top of this documentary I thought was fucking hilarious, and they never come back around on it. but they were like one of his patrons or whatever was like, oh, and then after each session he sings us these beautiful songs. And he's standing by the window and it's like, you're a long way from home. You paid me money to be here. Like, he just is singing about, I had tacos for lunch.
But it was even twisted. It was like, you paid me money to be here, and if you didn't, you'd go home and kill yourself.
Yeah, you're a fat cow.
Yeah, like talking about like fucking murder and stuff. Just like all the rapes he did.
Great. It was fucking great. I thought this documentary was going to be something else because it started very comically.
Yeah, it was
with
hilarious.
This eccentric guy who sings these crazy songs and is like.
But one thing that I found, and I think I remember, like, we paused it and I said to you and the roommate, just like at the very start of it, it was like, okay, like I know this guy does some rapes and like he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it was like everybody just kind of piling on him at the beginning, and all the things that they were like complaining about. It's like this guy doesn't sound bad to me. Like
it wasn't rape.
Right?
It wasn't
like,
rape to a point.
Yeah,
right?
like at
to
one point they were like, you wouldn't believe, like he charged everybody in the room like $100 or something to be at one of his hour-long sessions, and there was like 500 people in the room, and like, can you believe that?
Yeah.
And it's just
I'm
like,
not surprised.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's called capitalism.
Yeah, that's how
like,
it works.
You're paying to be there.
Yeah.
And then like
It sucks,
they were
but,
like, and then like his big thing was that he did this like this hot yoga. But when he did the teachings, like he sat in this giant chair that had these like air conditions blasting on him. And like and people were like upset that it's just like he said all these things and like he didn't do it. And it's just like, yeah, because he's the fucking teacher. Like,
he's the teacher.
The hockey coach doesn't fucking wear the pads.
Yeah, and get out there.
Get out there on the ice.
Exactly.
Like, he's done it
he's not
already.
Taking pucks to the shin.
This isn't like, shut the fuck up about this. Like, talk about the things that he's actually a shitty person for. Like, you're piling on, and it's like anybody would do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's hot yoga. He's teaching you how to do it, and he doesn't want to be hot.
And like, we don't know his. He might be like doing 4 or 5 of those a day.
Yeah.
And like, I believe him that like, I love yoga. I love hot yoga, and I do it in the morning when I wake up.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna teach back-to-back classes all day, like, I don't need to do it 4 more times.
No.
Like, I'm gonna sit beside this like nice cool event and sing while you guys fucking suffer.
I did the downward dog 4 hours ago. I'm not doing it again. But it was, I don't know. And then like he kept standing on people, and that was fucking weird.
That was fucking
I don't
weird.
get what the point of that was. Like, and he
that was like a power assertion. Like I'm
standing
bigger,
on your
better, stronger.
hips.
I'm over you. Like it was just like it was just like asserting power. That's all it was. It wasn't like, oh, let's show how good this person's pose was. No, like that might have been like the, I don't know, the face value. That what he wanted you to take away from it was like, oh, if you follow me, I'll be able to stand on your hips too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It was
just unnecessarily
just
dangerous.
Him being, like,
Yeah.
holier than thou.
She's doing like a back bridge, and he's standing on her stomach, and she's just like, "No, I can't." And he's like, "Yes, hold still," and he gets on.
Yeah, I didn't see any consent. There was
Gets
no
on
consent
and off,
when it
like,
came to him
multiple
standing
times.
on you.
And what if
There
she's
was
pregnant?
one thing where he was like on this, like, you know, those like angelical or what evangelical churches.
Yeah.
It was like a big stage and thousands of people in this crowd, and this woman's in a pose, and he comes and literally jumps on her back. He's like stomping on her back while she's like in the fetal position on this stage. It's like, oh my god, man, that's not yoga.
Yeah.
That's just dangerous.
That's just stopping people.
But like,
Now you need yoga.
I wouldn't go like as far as he did with the rapes. I wouldn't go there.
Mm-hmm.
But in that situation, like, I don't know if I'd be better than him. Like, think of it, okay, for like 20 years, like, you're making so much money on all these people coming in.
Your hair's beautiful.
Like, you would eventually develop, like, I'm better than all these people, like, complex. You're constantly being told yes to everything. You're stupidly rich. Everyone believes every word you say.
Yeah.
Like, you just live in this really fake world that, like, I can't walk around and kick people that are doing yoga and, like, call them fat and ugly, and you go to the back of the room.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want you in the shot, like, a camera's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I could see where you kind of go that way.
Like, there's a journey here.
I could see how it would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rape shit is definitely the cutoff. I feel like if you have that kind of... I mean, he's gross and ugly and small and, like, not... I don't know. Like, he didn't have a lot of good qualities from the outside looking in. But you wouldn't have to go that route, I don't think. If you had the power and you had the money and you had this notoriety and like this thing that everyone wanted and all the money and all that shit, like you could just court people.
Yeah.
And more often than not, people are going to take you up on it. Yeah, they might regret it later, but like at least you went about it the right way.
Right.
Didn't force anybody into anything.
I don't know. Why not just buy Hooers?
Yeah.
For real. I know.
That's where, like you got that
$40
fuck you
million
money almost. You're teaching yoga.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're living the dream. Your wife doesn't care that you're fucking other people.
Yeah, get some real dime.
Just like either get consent or fucking
it's a power thing.
Pay some Benjamins for consent.
I think it's a power thing. He just wants to assert power, you know,
Oh, for sure.
like or whatever the term is, right? Like it's
Dominance.
a power dynamic. Like,
Yeah.
dominance, exactly. That's all it is. That's the reason he did any of that nasty shit is because he wants to like show you that he's got power over you.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not that he can't afford whores or he couldn't get whores. I'm sure he had plenty of whores, you know. But he also there's also probably he probably got a kick out of like taking advantage of these people that looked up to him. Like that's its own. That's the real problem here. Like it's a mental condition. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The people, like, I don't know. Everyone in this documentary just kind of pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was even that dude back in India that was like, he ripped off my mentor, and, like, he's a piece of shit. I can't believe he did that. And then what I did was, like, I released my mentor's yoga for the world, how he actually wanted it. And it's like, so you just did the same fucking thing. Like, you did the exact same thing with less rapes that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah.
Next year, there'll be another documentary about, you know,
Bikram
or whatever.
too. Bikram, yeah.
Bikram.
Whatever his name is. Yeah.
I did really like, though, that, like, I've heard, you know, Bikram yoga. Like, I've heard that as a brand. I've seen signs. I had no idea that Bikram was his first name.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like, it could just be, like, Steve's yoga.
Yeah.
It was like Corduroy. His last name was a Corduroy.
Yeah, it Corduroy.
But it's like, it's just Steve's yoga. But it sounds so exotic and like, oh, it's big. Like,
Yeah.
I had always heard,
Bikram,
like, there's two kinds of yoga. One's this one, the other one's Bikram.
Hot and cold.
Yeah.
But it's like, I didn't realize that
pretty
Bikram was
much.
just a made up fucking, like, there isn't two schools of thought. It was just like, that guy is just, that's Steve's yoga and he's rapey.
Yeah.
26 moves
he's
and
just-
two
he's just
breathing
capitalizing.
techniques. $5,000.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Just get out of bed and stretch in the morning and breathe different. You don't need to pay money for that.
Well, that's the world we live in, dude.
Well, we'll see what happens on Tuesday when we go get our bang wire on.
Bang wire, yeah.
Yeah, bang wire that shit for sure. I want to hear Rue going, "For fuck's sake! Oh my god!
Get to it.
Are you fucking kidding me? I want to hear all of that cocksucker.
So many cocksuckers.
I want to hear it all. Just
All right,
fucking cut it up into like 5-second sound bites of him sweating every time he's got a pose.
All right,
All right, yeah, we're at an hour. Let's fucking.
We got a question.
Oh, fuck me in the
Brian.
Well, let's save it.
We got a bunch. We'll do one real quick.
Okay.
With the holidays fast approaching, what are the experts hoping to get under the tree this year? You guys put any thought into what Santa's bringing you?
Better be a hand job.
Handy?
Yeah, I like a good hand job.
Under
We
the
all know
tree.
that.
I'll meet you there, Santa.
Yeah.
Under the tree hand job? Yeah, I'm down.
I feel like it's not Christmas if I don't, make out with someone under mistletoe somewhere. Like, that should be...
I don't think I've ever done that.
No?
No.
What?
No.
It's a great excuse for, like, impromptu
Speaking
makeout.
about rape, like, that's, like, the rapiest plant ever.
Oh, yeah.
No.
The mistletoe.
Oh,
It's
rapiest plant? Yeah.
It's rapey if you're, like, trying to maneuver someone into that
Into the
kitchen.
mistletoe,
Yeah, so they're like, oh, look where we are. Like, we have to. Like, that's
Corral
pretty
them.
gross.
You get on
But
all
if
fours
it's,
behind them and wait for them to back up.
Someone that, you've already, done things with.
That's true.
And then it's just, like, a really fun, like, oh, shit, like...
And then it's just like you're kissing people in front of people.
Yeah,
that's
but it's
weird.
allowed.
I'm
That's
not
why
a fan
it's
of the
allowed.
PDAs. No.
Well, I mean, that would be nice. Hand job under the tree,
Hand
a
job.
little mistletoe tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw her some Yule log.
Some.
Don't know if I want a Yule log. I'm not really banking on one of those, but
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're into, right? Like, maybe you're begging for the Yule log this time of year. Maybe you're looking for the rate bush. I don't know. Is it called mistletoe?
I'd like a couple days off. That would be nice.
Yeah, I got some time coming up. It's weird that Christmas is like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
It is, I know.
And I
because
haven't-
we're old
I
and it
haven't
doesn't
done-
matter anymore.
We're gonna have such an indoor cottage that week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking roommate asked me the other day about like what the plan for Christmas is, and it was like, I thought we talked about just not doing it,
Yeah.
but apparently she thinks it's back on.
Oh, like
We
getting
had-
each other stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of done with it, man. I'm done with
It's
this.
2 weeks away, man.
I know. I haven't even I gotta get other people gifts, and it's like I'm going fucking full gift card this year.
Yeah.
Like, I hope
Go
that
full Yule log on everybody.
everyone's getting a log
Yeah.
or Frere Rochers. That's what I'm doing.
I'm not getting
Well, those are
anybody
great.
anything. I was gonna say to you, like off record, but we can put it on
No.
here. Whatever you're getting from mom and dad, like add $50 on top.
I just they're just getting gift
Call it.
cards.
Yeah, add another 50 on top, and it's from the
Okay.
both of us.
Alright.
I don't know what your original investment was going to be, but that's what my
Also $50.
50's
yeah,
good.
that's
Yeah,
what
50's
that's
good.
what my
Yeah,
investment is. Like,
Yeah.
get $50 each.
Yeah.
Alright.
50
Yeah.
is good.
Each, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 25.
No, 50 each, and then yeah, it's like that's it. I'm not getting them anything. I don't care.
I need a new work jacket.
No.
But I also don't want to tell anybody to buy me a
Buy
work
that
jacket.
No.
for yourself.
That's what I mean, though,
right?
buy that
Like,
yourself.
I'm just gonna ask my mother
Just-
for like a Walmart
Marks.
gift card or something, or Marks. Yeah,
What's
Yeah,
a work
get Mark's
jacket?
gift card.
Like
just a
to
jacket.
wear at work? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's cold in there.
Yeah, my boss doesn't turn the heat on. It's
Right.
fucking fascism.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Toronto next week, I think, to see the pals, and like definitely on my
Nice.
route when I go, I gotta go by Black Market. I need a pair of boots.
Ooh.
Like I just been wearing shoes all winter,
$10.
you know. Yeah, everything at Black Market's $10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
$10.
I got a
Yeah.
pair of like good Chinese combat boots there, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and like they don't last forever.
Yeah.
It's Chinese.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
yeah,
like for
China.
$10, you can get a year out of them easy, and they just look like docks.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's cool.
$10.
Look for the Built Right stamp. It'll be on the sole. It'll say
Oh.
Built Right. Those
These are
quality.
These are Chinese combat boots. They don't have those at all.
It says ting ting no.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just
Yeah.
Just okay. On that note,
On that note, yeah.
That's Mandarin. You can't
Yeah.
you can't get
Yeah,
mad at a guy
I
for
know.
speaking Mandarin.
I believe you.
When we were fucking
I
watching this,
believe you.
when we were watching this documentary, everyone kept giving me shit because I kept saying bikram.
yeah.
And it's like you can't say that. Like, why do you say it with the accent? And it's like, because like, how would you
That's his
say?
name.
How do you say pate? Like, you don't fucking say pate. You say it in a French accent. Like, right? So if you're gonna say
Man.
bikram, say it like he would. 'Cause
Okay.
That's how he would fucking
Yeah.
introduce himself. He wouldn't be offended.
Okay.
I
And if he
can
was, I'd call him a rapist.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Don't throw stones, Bikram.
Yeah, Bicky.
Yeah.
Bikram.
Okay. okay.
Tuck your dick, Bikram. Piece of shit.
All right. Well, fuck. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, Frontline
Yeah.
Fiesta. Thank you, Brian, for that great question.
I'm
Thank
fired
you.
up now.
Thank you, Bikram.
Bikram for all the entertainment.
Yeah. We'll be back next week.
Cool movie.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.
Changing what's inevitable. Our mind is where let's go. I'm stressing again. shadows, you're just too afraid to go in. My mind got in